Hello. So this is my update for the doctor's visit that I had yesterday. First of all, I have sorted out the problem with my prescription having to pay for the valacyclovir. It took a lot of phone calls to the insurance company, to the pharmacy that approves the prior authorizations, and to the doctor's office. And sometimes they were all kind of a bit thick-headed, but eventually I got them to cooperate and to get everything resolved for me, so I no longer have to pay for my prescription for that medication, and I will get it in a timely manner, and I will get reimbursed for the 3 times I had to buy it myself, which is great, which is wonderful. So at the doctor's office, there was a bit of a mix-up with the pre-registration I did online. And so he was under the impression that I had had in the past 5 days of fever, although I had not had that. And even though I explained to him, he refused to do an up-close examination. He did, however, say that the only thing he really needed to do was look at the photographs that they took of my eye before he saw me. And he said that he saw that it was a little bit smaller. I mean, there's this like light-colored discoloration in one part of my eye that's below the level of the retina, and he said that that's slightly decreased in size, so he's happy with that. He says most likely it is toxoplasmosis, although he hasn't been able to rule out herpes simplex. He said that if it was closer to the middle of my retina, where direct line of sight, they would put me on prednisone, which is a very powerful and dangerous steroid, and but because it's not in that area, he's satisfied with using the Duracell drops instead, as well as, of course, the valacyclovir and the sulfamethoxazole, which is also known as Bactrim. And I'll see him again next week, Tuesday. So that's good. I mean, the bad news is I confirmed with him what I had seen online, and I already knew about herpes. Herpes is for life. You get it, it's going to keep coming back. And the same is true of toxo. If you contract toxoplasmosis, and apparently billions of people have it on the planet, you can't actually get it out of your system. I've got it in my system, and he thinks that's most likely what it is. And even if they get it under control to the point where my eye's back to as normal as it's going to get, he says that it could relapse again. It could be months, it could be years. He had a patient that had been fined for 8 years, and other people come back a lot sooner than that. So I'll just have to be extra vigilant and go to a doctor immediately if I notice that my eye is not right again. And that's basically all I have to tell you. I'm very happy that the problem with the medication was finally resolved today. It was very stressful for me to have to continue to call all 3 companies and have to argue with them, and they just weren't working together with each other to get it resolved. And finally, with escalating it to the manager of the doctor's office, who was not the manager herself was to blame, but the team that was dealing with me initially had screwed up. So they had some culpability, and she was able to really move it forward and get it resolved for me. So I'm very appreciative of that. Yeah, and that's basically it. So it's probably going to take months before this is under control, but at least I don't have to worry about the medical care and the drugs. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for paying attention, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.